This is my journey of taking my marketing agency from 0 to 250,000 a month in recurring revenue by November 1st of 2025. I started my agency November 1st of 2024, so I'm giving myself 12 months to get to that 250K per month mark. I'm gonna be documenting pretty much everything along the way. The conversations that I'm having, sitting here at this desk for hours, but also going out and living my life and documenting the entire process, all the conversations, all the late nights, all the problems, all the questions, hiring, firing, anything having to do with building the business that I would like to see 250,000 per month in recurring revenue in the next year. So welcome to my journey. Hey James, just wanted to send you over a little overview for what Scale My Leads is and what it can do for you. Building out a team to help manage all the leads coming through so they can book more appointments for me so I can close more clients and then get myself out of the closing role. It's really interesting starting a business over again and starting from the ground up because I get to rebuild everything. I've completely lost my train of thought. It's gonna come back to me. I love this. Oh, I love this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting up, I have a lot that I need to do and I'm not being able to focus on what I want to focus on right now. There's someone that I was having a sales appointment with today. They didn't show up, so he needed to reschedule. Something popped up. Sometimes this happens quite often. And he's like, yeah, just send me some info on the program. So I try to refrain from sending everything that they could, all the pricing, the breakdown, everything. I'm apprehensive of doing that. I want to have a conversation with them and be there when price is presented so I can help them make sense of it all for themselves. If price is an objection. For my lower ticket stuff, like the course and everything, I'm not gonna not share the price for the course because ideally we'd want people to sign up for it on their own without any involvement. With the other offer I have that requires me working with them one-on-one, I don't put all the information on that on purpose so I don't end up having someone sign up that I don't really want to work with. So there's qualifiers, just more qualifiers up front. But right now, I'm just gonna record a Loom video for this guy. His name's James. I'm recording a Loom walking through the benefits of Scale My Leads. So I'm excited. I like Looms. Looms have transformed my day to day. And they just make things so much more efficient. And I'm also probably gonna have Loom footage in the videos that I'll be doing. And I'm gonna hopefully get better and better at doing these videos. I'm used to doing videos, but not like fully recording them myself like this. So I'm like all over the place. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. I'll get better and better at it. But the point is, I just wanna take you along for my day to day, what it's like scaling a business from scratch. I started 2 weeks ago. And I now have two recurring clients paying $1,500 a month, and some people that have bought a course on how to get leads. I'm calling the business Scale My Leads, and the whole purpose is to help roofing companies. At least right now, is my niche is roofing companies, and I'll talk all about why I chose that niche. But I'm working with roofing companies to get leads so they stop paying for leads from Angie's List or any other third-party lead provider, but also I want to help them build a predictable marketing system within their business that if they need more business or if they want more leads or more business and they're hiring more salespeople and they want to grow, they can all they need to do is press a button and turn it on and then leads start coming. If they want to, dial it back a little bit, it works like a faucet. So you can turn it up, you can turn it down, depending on how many leads or how much business you want. So, and you can also tweak the dollar amount, the budget behind the ads. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and I'm gonna go into this video here. So don't make fun of me. but you can if you want. I won't be too upset. Let's just say that. It's taking a second to load. All right, sometimes this takes forever to do. Hey James, just wanted to send you over a little overview for what Scale My Leads is and what it can do for you. Oh my goodness, I did not mean to make that full screen. How do I exit out of that? Okay, well, that one is not gonna work. Also, I ordered a mouse yesterday. This mouse has been really annoying me. It's like, it like doesn't, when I track it, it doesn't move the mouse that much, so it's kind of annoying. Let me delete this. Oh my gosh. So I was watching this guy, forget his name, but I was watching his YouTube last night, and I bought this mouse because he recommended it. All right, it took me that long to delete that video, which is ridiculous. Let me actually give you a better view for what we're working with. And I might need to move some stuff off my desk. All right. Cool. Custom size. How the fuck? Oh my gosh, dude. Okay. Yeah, I don't want this. I don't want it that big. Okay. All right. I'm gonna drive myself crazy. I also think recording all the stuff that I do, it's gonna help me reinforce my positive habits, and it's gonna make me very aware of how I'm spending my time because it's being recorded. I can't tell you how beneficial it is to have outside pressure, at least for me it is. Having pressure or accountability to do the things I know I want to do, and this is definitely a good way to do it, let's just say. Okay, so this guy I think is a little bit older, so what I changed the size of the presentation to make it smaller, which on his phone will actually make it end up being bigger. So that's cool. Oh my goodness, I've had really bad days where I just want to take this mouse and turn around and throw it as hard as I can at this wall because it doesn't track sometimes. It drives me insane. Insane. Okay. Also, it's gonna have me very conscious about my posture. I need to have better posture sometimes. I'm sure a lot of people can relate with that. Okay. All right, Loom. Let's get the party started. All right, so I didn't test the audio before, and I feel like it's so loud, but whatever. I'm gonna start doing this more and just kind of throwing it out there. I was sidetracked because I haven't shot this video yet for this guy, James, but I stopped, well, the video shut off because my battery died, and I realized that I have this thing called a fake battery. So I plugged it in. It'll be nice for long recordings. So yeah, I'm tired. It'll be nice to record without having to use these batteries because I have it's literally plugged into the wall. So it's like a fake battery. It's essentially directly plugging your camera into the wall, which does not matter. These details don't matter at all. But I thought I'd share because that's what just happened. I'm also hungry. Oh, there's so many things. So many things. I also kind of want to drink a little bit. What time is it? 5:56. It's 6 o'clock. I've been going at it all day long. And sometimes you just need to reward yourself. But I could reward myself by jumping in the cold plunge instead of having a drink. I'm not that big of a hard ass though. Okay. All right, let's record this video. I want to get on to doing other things. I have some really exciting stuff that I'm working on, and I want to show you some results that I just found from a client today. And I think it's so cool to see when marketing works. And all you need to do is just test a few things out. It's all a matter of testing. The more you test, the more data you'll have on what works and what doesn't work. And I'm getting $50 leads for somebody, which is all really expensive if you don't really have a frame of reference for how much leads cost. They shouldn't cost $50. For a roofing company, I got a $50 lead or $60 to $80 lead. I tested a few different ads out. Let me back up. Tested a few ads out, and they all were really high lead costs, but one of them converted already. And it's like a $70,000 job for a few $100, spent, which is pretty good. I'll take that if that was my business. But anyways, sometimes high lead costs aren't a bad thing. But I wanted to share that. I wanted to share some screenshots and like the process I went through to get them that result. So I'm just going to be kind of given all the information that I have about anything that I do to this camera 24/7, hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna do this video really quick so I can get on to, I need to do a course. I need to build a course. So I'm gonna be doing that. And then this camera is gonna be here for the ride, along for the ride. Okay. See how this works. Let's see if I don't mess it up. Hey James, just wanted to send this over, walking through a little bit of what the program entails. So this is pretty much at a certain point, it'll get to where you're able to just turn the, oh my gosh. The worst part is when I try to fucking press restart recording, this mouse just goes all over the screen. Let me see if I can share with you my struggles. Oh, my mic just fell off. Oh my goodness, things are just falling apart here. All right, see if you can see this. Okay, so right when I need it to work, it works. Hey there, James, this is Josh. Just wanted to share over a little overview for what the program entails and kind of what the options are. A lot of it depends on how your business is set up and what you're looking to do, kind of what your goals are, and again, how your business is set up, how many salespeople you have, who's on the team, how many deals can you handle on a monthly basis, all that. So I'd love to talk with you a little bit more about how you have things structured, and then we can get into what would be the best fit for you. So the first real goal that we have with Scale My Leads is to get business directly from the source, and really show you how that process works and do it for you. So there's no middlemen or markup fees like on Angie's List or any of those third-party lead platforms. So the problem when I start recording stuff nearing the end of the day, my brain's pretty fried already, and it causes me to just have a lot of variations. So I need to get better at not caring, because I'm gonna release everything here, and I'm not gonna have like do-overs and take 1, take 2, take 3. So anyways, I just need to be better at talking. Okay, custom size. I'm just gonna not really put a whole lot of extra ketchup or mustard on this one and just give it straight. straight. Just what I have. Okay. Hey there, James. Just wanted to share this over with you, kind of what Scale My Leads is and how it'll help your business out. I have a few different programs and a few different ways that we can work together. Really, I just want to get to know your business a little bit better before I give you any recommendations. So just getting a little bit more information on how you have things structured, how many, let's say, how many crews you have access to, how many sales guys you have, what's your back end like? Do you have a CRM? Do you have a follow-up process that you send your leads through, your clients through? How are you getting referrals? Just kind of a basic overview of how you have things structured right now, just so that we don't, do things that you already have done or step on anyone's toes or, do things that are redundant, you could say. And just giving you the best option based on whatever your situation is. So ultimately, Scale My Leads is going to help you get business directly from the source without any middleman or markup fees. You're not paying a third-party lead provider like Angie's List. So it's directly from the source, and we'll help you connect with people that are needing roof replacements or roof repairs, depending on what your service outline is and what you like to do more. Essentially, it's going to turn into a thing that you can turn on and off whenever you want more leads. And this will help you stay in front of your leads so that the ones that don't convert right away will be in front of them when they do convert. And this gets to a point where it's a machine in your business that you can simply turn on, turn off, put more budget in, take more budget away, depending on how many leads you want or how much business you want. And here's kind of how it works. So we set up an ad. The ads can look a little bit like this. Once they press learn more, so these are on Facebook and Instagram. These are ads on Facebook and Instagram. Once they click learn more, it's going to send them through a questionnaire. So we're qualifying your leads up front with, are they a homeowner? Are they a renter? How old's their roof? Do you have any visible damage to your roof? Any questions that we want to ask up front to qualify them, we can. Keeping in mind that 14% of leads fall off after each question that we ask. So it's important to have the questions be valuable, to really, really valuable to qualify them. And then the third step is qualifying and converting the leads. So right when they submit their information, they'll go through this process. 3 things are going to happen pretty much at the same time. They're going to be prompted to schedule a pre-roof inspection, or we can also just schedule a roof inspection right off the bat. I like having pre-roof inspections because, we don't want to send you to houses or your team to houses to, locations or addresses that aren't super qualified. So we have the pre-roof inspection as another layer. He's probably going to say, how much does it cost? And I'm going to be like, the course is this much, the ad workshop is this much, but I don't give my monthly prices just because I should give them. I don't know. There's debate back and forth on that. All right, Mr. James. It'd suck if his name wasn't James and I said that all wrong. That would be terrible. But let's dive in. Okay. There it is. I was like, this is a little bit zoomed in. Cool. All right. That's pretty much, so what I did today. What did I do today? Let's give a little recap. I woke up at 9:59 a.m. I woke up very late today. I stayed up late last night. I was working, and then I decided I'd play some video games for about 45 minutes, and it got late. It was 12 before I got up to bed. So, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with sleeping in, not all the time. Actually, I take that back. There's a few reasons why I think it's fine for me to sleep in, but there's also a few reasons why I don't think it's okay for me to sleep in. I work really well late, and that's when I get really creative, and it's helpful. It's really helpful to like have that. If I'm in a flow, I'm not going to interrupt the flow. And if that means I go to bed at 1 a.m. because my flow is on and I'm feeling good, then I'm going to bed at 1 a.m. and I'm not going to make myself wake up at 6 because then I'm setting myself up for a terrible day. I think so that's one side of things. Like, my productivity is not dependent on my sleep schedule. I wake up when I want to wake up, and I set my calendar up so that I have that luxury to work later in the day and not take early meetings. So I've discovered that about myself. But on the other hand, I listened to this guy, Dr. Michael Bruce. He's the sleep doctor, and I believe that's his title, the sleep doctor. I don't know if he's an actual doctor, but I don't care. I don't care if he's an actual doctor or not. He's got a lot of really great studies on sleep, and you don't need to be a doctor to study sleep, although it might be helpful, you know. I don't know. But what he says is you're supposed to set a time. You're supposed to wake up consistently every morning, and I don't know, wake up consistently at the same time every morning to get everything in motion, all your circadian rhythm, getting that in sync, and all the awake chemicals like cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine, those things that release in the morning. Those, I think it's important to take into account, like, is there long-term damage for me sleeping until 10 a.m. for my circadian rhythm that then messes up my metabolism and then all these other functions of the body? I don't know if I'm doing it right, but it just feels like I've been getting a lot of work done, and I get my stupid brain stuff out in the morning. And then once I kind of wake up, I get into all the creative stuff. So yeah, should I wake up earlier? I'd like to. I enjoy the mornings. I do, but I also really enjoy sleep. I enjoy good sleep. It's one of those things. But I woke up today at 10 o'clock pretty much. And I had an 11 a.m. meeting with the client where that client was thrilled because I got them a big deal over a few days right after they signed up. There's a thing in that. I guess it's like Hormozy talks about time to, or perceived effort and time delay. It's like how much effort is it going to take and how much time is it going to take in order to get what they want. And what I did there was I proved to them that, hey, you didn't really have to do a whole lot, and the time delay for you getting the result that you wanted was pretty immediate. So I'm hype about that. Very hype about that. Now I just need to keep on going. But anyways, so that was at 11 o'clock. And then after that, I met with a guy, Wiley, who's going to do some sales for me. And because I have a bunch of leads, and I have a bunch of leads coming in on a daily basis that I need to service. and I need to follow up with, and I need to be a good communicator with, and be prompt. And I haven't been prompt. I haven't been prompt because I work until the late night, and then I sleep in a little bit, and then I miss the leads coming through. So maybe that's another reason why I shouldn't sleep in, possibly. The leads are coming through. But then you get into the middle of your day and you're doing stuff. You have your day set, you know what you're gonna do, and then bing, 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 notification, notification, notification. I can't get anything done if I leave my notifications on with these leads coming through. So I'm at the point now where my whole purpose is, one, to scale my leads to a place where it's more productized than it is now. Right now, it's a little bit more custom than I'd want it to be. It requires more of my time, more of my effort, and anything that requires your direct time to do or your direct focus to do won't be scalable. It's scalable to a point, but not to the point where I want to be. So anyways, building out a team to help manage all the leads coming through so they can book more appointments for me so I can close more clients, and then get myself out of the closing role and kind of out of the sales role so that I'm only in the content role, and I'm only creating ads, trainings, meeting with clients one-on-one, doing webinars, hosting events, creating content, building relationships, finding purpose, all these great things. It needs to get to the point where it's not requiring my one-on-one effort and focus and doing to see things happen. So to get more money, essentially. So yeah, that's hype. Taking it back to what I did today. So that was 11 o'clock, and then I talked with Wiley after. We went through all of our sales stuff. We talked a lot about the system we use for sales and all the leads that I have, where they're at in the process, and some next steps, and just kind of talked about all the different traffic sources that we have and how he's never gonna be tired. Or no, he's gonna be tired. He's never going to run out of people to talk to, is all I'll say. I have a list of all of the roofing companies in the United States that he can cold call, because he has previous experience cold calling and selling one call closing over the phone for a smaller ticket item, like a $500 item product, which is what I want to do. The course is about $200. I might raise the price soon because it's honestly super helpful. I might raise the price, or I might lower the price. I haven't thought about that too much yet. Reasons for both. There are reasons for both. But yeah, I talked about all the systems and the follow-up, and how we have leads coming in through on Facebook and Instagram, and we have leads coming in through on cold email. We have leads coming in, all this, like responding to emails that I've sent and that they've just been in the follow-up process for. And really just like the list. So the list adds email, and that's, he's gonna be pretty busy from that. And then after that, I went to the gym and I took my grandma to the grocery store. I took my grandma to the grocery store, then went to the gym, then I sat down and then started working again. So it's really interesting starting a business over again and starting from the ground up, because I get to rebuild everything. And I am the type of person that I get lost in the building process sometimes. I get super into process and systems, all this different stuff that ultimately does not matter unless you have a good offer, unless you have clients coming in, unless it's working. And I'm all about like planning and everything, but I'm the type of person that it's hard to plan everything. You can have a plan, but I feel like having a rough idea for what you want to do, but not being so rigid in that you don't get it done. I'm trying to think of the words to say. It's almost like, I'll give you a scenario. Starting a new business, you're faced with if you want to start a business and you don't know what business you're going to start, you're faced with a lot of options, which is super anxiety inducing. It's so stressful and it's like, why is it so stressful? You can do whatever you want. And therein lies the problem. You can do whatever you want, which it's a trap. It can be a trap. It can be a slippery slope, let's say. It can be a slippery slope. Because if you don't respect your calendar and you don't respect if you don't have personal guidelines to follow, then you can get derailed pretty quickly. And if you focus too much on process and focus too much on perfecting before things actually happen, like, it's okay to have too many appointments and you no-show one of your appointments. That's a good problem to have. Now, does it make them feel very good? Is that something we want to do? No, we don't want that to actually happen. We don't want to do that. But again, it's okay to drop a few plates, if you own a restaurant. It's okay. And that's part of growing. Part of growing is things breaking and you need to fix them. It's like what Jordan Peterson says, a balance between chaos and order. Chaos is like innovation, entrepreneurship, doing, like innovative ideas, different marketing strategies. There's this change. Let's reshape the way that we're delivering our product or the client experience. There's so many cool things you can do. I've completely lost my train of thought. It's gonna come back to me. You need to have, you need to let a few plates fall. So I'm very apprehensive of putting processes in place. Oh, chaos and order. It's a balance between chaos and order. So chaos is innovation, entrepreneurship, like new ideas, new ways of thinking, new strategies, new marketing. And order is the systemization of chaos. It's the systemization. It's like fall in line, fall into process. And that is very that's like having those process can be restrictive for innovation. And until the business is at a place where it's very consistently churning out the same exact thing over and over and over again, then I don't feel comfortable putting hard processes in place. Elon Musk, he has an amazing talk, or in his book, he talks about processes. Isaac, what's the guy's name? Isaac, I forget the guy that wrote. Walter Isaacson? People watching this are gonna be like, dude, figure it out. Walter Isaacson. So he wrote the Elon Musk biography, and Elon has a really, really good way to think about processes. And that's kind of what I've tried to adopt. Let me pull it up really quick, because I forget it. It's 6 steps. I know exactly. I know it. And I don't want to butcher it. I kind of know it, but I don't want to butcher it. I want to give it to you straight. Give it to you straight. Dude. Oh. I started doing my notes a little bit differently. Oh, this is actually a good thing to show. Okay, so I have all of my notes here. Notes, personal business, mentorship and learning, gambling, because I was interested in learning how to play baccarat and blackjack, and I learned it. Health, so all the stuff that for health, and then travel and restaurants, journal. So in my mentorship in my mentorship and learning folder is my favorite one, because it has everything that I've ever learned, pretty much all here. which is huge. It's going to be huge for the program once I figure out to create a language model for all my learning, for what my brain looks like. Okay. Okay, this is good. It's not, yeah, I guess it is processes. So it's about process, and it's about chain of command. He just has really good rules. So hold on, I'm just gonna read it off. So these are his 5 commandments around processes. Question every requirement. Question every requirement. Whenever a requirement is added, there needs to be a name associated with that requirement. It's unacceptable just to have it labeled as legal department or marketing department. You need to know the name of the person associated with the requirement and question them no matter how smart they are. The smarter the person, the more dangerous it is because people are less likely to question them. Then make the requirements less dumb. So question every requirement is the first one. Second is delete any part of the process you can. You can always add them back, but if you didn't end up adding back at least 10% of them, you didn't take away enough, which is really interesting. So the whole goal of creating systems is to have the least amount of systems required to get the thing done that you need to get done, or deliver your goal, whatever the goal is. So yeah, I love that. Delete any part of your process, any part or process you can. Third is simplify and optimize. So this is the third step in the process. This always comes after number 2, after deleting. So simplify and optimize. So there's no need to simplify or optimize a process that shouldn't exist. So it's important to go in and delete any process you can. And then accelerate the cycle time. So once you've simplified and optimized the process, then you accelerate the time that it takes to get that thing done. So every process can be sped up. And then only after you have gone through and questioned every requirement, deleted any part or process you can, simplified and optimized, accelerated the time cycle, then comes automation. Automation is last. A lot of people, and I definitely have fallen victim of this, is prioritizing automation up front before figuring out all the kinks in the system, which is what I was getting to before when I couldn't really get it out of my mouth. So it's beautiful. So automate, this comes last. Wait until all requirements or questions parts or processes are deleted or optimized. That's beautiful. Also, I have a few more notes from Elon, from his book, that I just want to talk about. Or I just want to read them because I think they're powerful. All technical managers must have hands-on experience. Otherwise, you're like a cavalry leader that can't ride a horse, or a general that can't use a sword. And that was just like, boom, mic drop. All technical managers must have hands-on experience. Otherwise, you're like a cavalry leader that can't ride a horse, or a general that can't use a sword. That's super powerful. Knowing how to do all of it, or being not an expert, but knowing everything that you're doing for someone. There is an argument to be made about unique ability, and if you're not good at something, or it takes energy away from you and you hate it, and so there's other people out there that are really good at that thing and that love doing that thing and excel and exceed. I don't know where I stand with that, honestly. I kind of have to think about that a little bit more. Okay, so all technical managers must have hands-on experience. And then the next part of that is never ask your troops to do something you're not willing to do. So I think that's really cool. It's just like, don't get on your high horse and don't sit in your ivory tower. Let's get to work. And don't make people do things you won't be willing to do. Don't just meet with your managers, do a skip level and meet with the people reporting to your managers. Now, it's interesting because that can seem like you're undermining someone. And I'm not at the point right now where that's the way my business is set up. I don't have to go to people that report to managers, but at some point I will, and hopefully that's soon and you'll be along for the ride. Next, when hiring, look for people with the right attitude. Skills can be taught. Attitude change will require a brain transplant. I really like that line because it's happened with me a lot. So I had a real estate marketing agency for 5 years. And during that process, we scaled up and we hired a bunch of people, and it was really fun until it wasn't. And we had to let people go, and our revenue dropped, and we were just in la la land, essentially. We didn't have a great upfront sales and marketing process, but we just had good brand, and we did have some good marketing. But anyways, what am I going to say? Real estate marketing agency. Oh yeah, hiring people and like going through the process of working with people. Hiring is a really tough process, and managing is a really tough process. And I was talking with some friends that are just like getting into management positions and like building teams and all that. And I don't really talk a whole lot about that type of stuff with them. Maybe I should, from my experience doing it and hiring. I think at maybe 15 employees, 12 employees hired and like gone through that process with. So yeah, it's really craziness. I don't know what that point was. Oh yeah, skipping your don't just meet with your managers, do a skip level. I really like that because sometimes the people you put in charge they shouldn't be in charge in the first place. I made that mistake. Putting people in leadership positions when they're just not a leader. Done that. And yeah, it's crazy. When hiring, look for people with the right attitude. There's so many times where there's actually twice that happened. A sales guy and a videographer that had all the right equipment. They were saying all the right stuff in the interview. And then we started working together. They just didn't have the right attitude. And you need to have the right attitude. And it makes so much sense. Like, someone can have on paper all of the right qualifications and everything, but if their attitude isn't there, it's not going to work out. I love this next one. A maniacal sense of urgency is our operating principle. A maniacal sense of urgency is our operating principle. I love that. I love that. I like that because the work ain't gonna do itself. And it's nice to have everyone at the same level, with the same energy, at the same beat, moving towards in the same direction with a maniacal sense of urgency. I love that. The rules are the I love this. I love this. The only rules are ones dictated by the laws of physics. Everything else is a recommendation. I love that. I love that. Anyways, that was my whole talk about processes, or that was Elon's talk about how he approaches processes and automation and balancing chaos with order. Because there is a time for both, and I guess both at the same time. So that was pretty much my day. I talked, sales, hung out with Grandma Carol, built out all my sales stuff. This is an impact filter. Although I'm not a part of Strategic Coach, I've probably gotten multiple people to sign up for it just because I use all their free stuff. So I laid out last week, as I was getting more and more leads in, I wanted to, getting texts. Do not disturb. as more and more leads were coming in last week, I was like, oh man, I put a post out on Instagram. I was like, I need some sales help. Anyone looking to book appointments virtually, hit me up. So had a few buddies hit me up, a few people I knew, and a buddy. And now I put together all of the overview for the sales process. So you first start off with the purpose. What do you want to accomplish? And I said, I'd like to have sales calls booked on my calendar with the leads I'm getting. I'd like to remove myself from selling low ticket and only come in for bigger fish if needed. So like my $10,000 a month offer, I would come in for that, obviously. Maybe. I mean, I would at some point in the process. And then what's the importance of that? What's the biggest difference that'll make? And I said, it'll allow me to focus on driving more traffic and spending time with clients and innovating/creating content, which is exactly what I need to be focusing on, which is my unique ability, I believe. It's unique ability, but also spiritual gifts. I've been using spiritual gifts more so. I'm reading Corinthians right now, and they were talking about spiritual gifts, and I thought that was very interesting. I think it was in Corinthians. Yeah, it was in Corinthians. Paul was talking about spiritual gifts and how God gives you special abilities, special gifts that are, it's unique to you, and it's, what you shine for, I guess. And Dan Sullivan has this term called unique ability, which I think is just another word for spiritual gifts. So purpose, importance, and then ideal outcome. The ideal outcome is, what does the completed project look like? So whenever leads come in, they're being followed up with and booked as an appointment. Leads that have booked an appointment will be worked until we get it, or that haven't booked an appointment will be worked until they get an answer. Low ticket clients will be upsold into higher tickets. I show up to close it first, and then not at all. So that's the ideal outcome. Success criteria, what has to be true in order or when this project is finished. And I said the success criteria was, I can't be following up with leads. I have someone reaching out and booking for me, and they make sure they show up. I have a hard time sometimes thinking, like with this question specifically, when I think about building a sales team and when I think about building a team in general, what's the success criteria that has to be happening in order for it to be a success? And that's like fast forwarding to 6 months down the line when it's all working perfectly, and putting yourself into that position and thinking about what are the things that need to be taking place. And sometimes it's hard to think about the things that you want to do. And sometimes it's easier to say what you don't want to do. And that's kind of what I was going through when I was writing this down. I was like, I can't be following up with leads. That's something that I just can't do. I can't be following up with leads. I have someone reaching out and booking for me. Leads are being called. The course is being sold on autopilot. Course clients are course clients/customers are upsold to the workshop. Workshop clients are upsold to CRM and ongoing management. Sales team is getting compensated on results, closed biz, and booked appointments. A closer is being groomed to take over. And that's it. That's all I have so far. I need to revisit this with a fresh mind and go over it again. But that's on the front, and then on the back is where I wrote a bunch of sales, just a continuation of, now that I have started interviewing people, what's the onboarding process for the sales team? What's the comp structure like for the sales team? What are some things down the line that we should be, or that are important factors to bonus based off of? What are the milestones that I want them following up with them on? And so I think it's really good. And then I also drew a little drawing of the logo. Boop, 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 right there. It's a terrible drawing. Whatever. Cool. That's it. That's it for the sales thing. I'm hyped about that. I'm having them start I'm having him start. I'm having Wiley start tomorrow, and then Josh gets back. Another Josh, not me, different Josh. He's getting back Friday. Today's Wednesday, and we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna crush it. I'm super excited. I'm gonna also film some more, just like throughout the day. This one was kind of just like me talking and spewing. So, anyways, let's get this bread. We transported into the kitchen, and I'm now going to eat dinner because I'm really bad at eating recently. I have not been eating as much as I should. Also, I bribed Grandma Carol into making me cookies. So she made me. I'm weird. I like oatmeal cookies, oatmeal raisin, but don't hate. I'm disgusting. I have like a pound of turkey, ground turkey. And then I throw some rice in there. And we good.
So that possibly for some people out there you can see how I think and try to mimic a thinking pattern that I might have, and then for others you can work on but I kind of have a thesis on how I want to go about this video, which is number one, I want to talk about the first proverb and how to really have a business. Number two is I want to talk about faithfulness and humility and how to ask God to bless your business in that same perspective. Then it's something about these two concepts my heart is telling me I want to find a way to combine this, which is going to be something that I'm thinking through. So let's start with the proverb. Man thinks, man plans, God laughs.
So
Business, there's no more.
I'm kind of wasteful with this because when I get down to the bottom, a lot of fat is just like congealed at the bottom, and it just like makes me want to throw up for some reason. So I stay away from it. Just like the smell, I just can't deal with it. I'm all about efficiency over here, so we cop the Costco BB Go rice. And then always wipe it off. Wipe it off, wipe it off. Oh yeah, in the meantime, gotta give one of these a try. There you go. Those are actually really good. Those are money. Money.
Hearing thing you have to talk, then that's what every business coach
Absolutely.
Every business coach actually sells you on pre-made goals right out of the gate. If you're even starting a business, you have goals of 10,000.
I wonder if this is gonna run out of battery or run out of space. I might need to get some more SD cards. Add that to the list.
which is going to be something that I have to think through. So let's start the proverb. Man